The student protest started in Colombia and spread to many, many universities throughout the United States, and now they're spreading more globally. And this student protest against the war in Gaza it reminds me of when I was a student at Cambridge in 1968, and there was a student movement against the war in Vietnam, and it spread from it spread to campuses from Berkeley to Berlin, and it was a really important movement, which in the end influenced policy and the withdrawal from Vietnam. A similar student protest movement is now spreading and unfolding globally. And on Monday, it reached Oxford. On Monday, the students at Oxford set up an encampment outside the Natural History Museum. And I went to visit the encampment, and I was most impressed with what I saw. I think that this government is indifferent to Palestinian rights, and it is indifferent to Islamophobia. Islamophobia is a much, much bigger problem in Britain than anti-Semitism. And this government is blindly supportive of Israel, and it greatly inflates, greatly exaggerates the extent of anti-Semitism. So they do it for a political purpose. Now there's been a ceasefire proposal proposed by mediators, which Hamas accepted, and Netanyahu rejected this very reasonable proposal on which there is a lot of consensus. So he alone is responsible for the fact that today we don't have a ceasefire in Gaza. The sad thing is that Netanyahu's war is unwinnable. Netanyahu's aim is the complete defeat and eradication of Hamas. This is unattainable because Hamas isn't just a military wing, it's an integral part of Palestinian society. So it cannot be eradicated. But in the meantime, Netanyahu is causing a huge amount of death and destruction in Gaza. The IDF has killed over 34,000 people, about 14,000 children. 70% of the casualties are women and children. The IDF has destroyed 65% of the housing in Gaza, and it has displaced 1.9 million out of 2.3 million residents of Gaza. The forcible displacement of civilians is a war crime. So Israel is committing war crimes daily, on a daily basis. And Britain and America are complicit in Israel's war crimes. It's a terrible situation that Western governments are supporting Israel and supplying weapons to Israel when Israel is on the verge of perpetrating genocide in Gaza. This is why the students are protesting everywhere, including Oxford. And this is why in Oxford, 305 members of staff have signed a letter supporting the demands of the students. And I am one of these 305 members of staff. So it's not just the students who are protesting. There are very strong feelings against Israel, against the apartheid regime, and against the massacres and destruction that Israel is carrying out on a daily basis in Gaza.